So this is a video of a socialist dad talking about, I don't know, just everything going on in Minneapolis. And it's, he's got a perspective, that's for sure.
Ate as though they could consume the fear. I keep thinking about that quote. Yesterday, after what happened in Minneapolis, I had to go to work at night. And as I was going around town, I kept being amazed at how many people were just out at restaurants. Every restaurant was packed.
I'm not sure if he's talking about Renee or Alex
and
right now.
Loud noise. There was loud volume in the restaurant. And I made an intentional effort to look at people the same day after what happened, or the day of what happened in Minneapolis, with Alex Preddy. And
none
of these people were remotely bothered by the world and what is clearly an escalating situation. We are in a state of collective denial, and collective denial is much more powerful than individual observation. No one thing I could see or say to them would change them or shake them from this collective denial, but it was still very shocking to see. I walked around all day yesterday with the heavy weight of what is happening in this world right now.
I don't think it's a collective denial. I think everybody is fully aware of the things that are escalating from people on the left and the type of crazy rhetoric that they are spreading. But whatever, keep talking.
Specifically in the United States, it is heavy. But all of these people in their restaurants laughing, dining, making eye contact with each other as though nothing is happening. It reminded me of that quote, which was from Paris, as the Germans were advancing and eventually.
Oh, Jesus, here we go. Nazi stuff.
People like you and me looking around at the restaurants packed, the nightlife packed, and saying, like, how can you not see what is happening? But of course they did see what was happening. They chose to consume their time in the nightclubs, dining. There are stories about people fleeing France as it became occupied, and they were obsessed with which restaurants they would eat at along the way. And here we are in our own state of collective denial. As the Germans were advancing towards Paris, everyone called it the phony war, as though it wasn't going to come to their city in their time.
Do you know what you're talking about? Like, actually?
Simone de Beauvoir had a very famous quote that still sticks with me, and it shakes me right now. The city was still enjoying its spring, and yet a few miles away, the world was ending. All of these people in my town, with this horrible news happening all over the country right now, still enjoying their meal, enjoying their time. And I'm not trying to guilt these people. I don't think that these are bad people, although some of these people need to wake up and understand what is happening. Some of them need to have some sense of morality.
I think you are one of them.
It's unquestionable now as I watch them and I look back at what I saw. They ate as though they could consume the fear. I tell you this because you are not alone. There are many people throughout history who saw and see what you see right now, who felt and feel the way you feel right now. You are, in fact, not alone. Collective denial is very powerful, but your individual sense and observation will save you. Don't ever forget that.
It's sad that these people don't actually see that a huge majority of them are the problem. Talking about problems escalating. Look at what you people are doing. Talking about sitting there, enjoying their meal, fine dining. Yes, because they're not the psychos that are out there going after ICE agents. You know, the fact of the psychosis that you guys are doing right now and going after people. There was a video that I was watching about how there was a bunch of people outside of a hotel. They were smashing the hotel because there was ICE agents inside. So for one, they're trying to keep them up all night. So, you know, an officer who's sleep deprived, that's going to be awesome. I'm not really sure where you feel like you're doing anything positive. Somebody who's armed and sleep deprived. Come on, you're going to tell me this sounds like a good thought process. This sounds like a good idea. To me, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. Also, the fact that you guys are in the video too, you see them trying to barge in and get to these people that are in this hotel. What if an innocent person comes out and he happens to be dressed in black or dressed in whatever, and somebody thinks that they're an ICE agent because, you know, all their emotions are so high and they're so, you know, emotional that one of these people are going to end up getting hurt because of the heightened emotions that everybody's having. I think that there are innocent people that are going to end up getting hurt, and potentially Alex was one of them. And yet everybody is quick to say it's ICE's fault. ICE did this, ICE did that, da, 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 da. But yet you do not take any sort of accountability for any of the role that you are playing in this by literally hunting down ICE agents, impeding their work, impeding what they're trying to do, and getting actual criminals out of your states, get them away from your wives, your daughters, your children. But instead of seeing things in a different light, you guys are, you always defend the dumbest sides of things. You really do. Yeah, I mean, a man's wearing a dress. Well, let him beat up women. I mean, let him slay. Slay, girl, slay. Use your brain, you guys. Please. Anyway, enough of that dumbass dad. I can imagine what he's treating or teaching his children.